Does your budget ever feel like chaos? You've got bills flying at you, children needs popping up out of nowhere like birthday parties, your husband asking, "Do we have enough for this?" And you're the one holding it all together. It feels like every dollar has already disappeared before it even hits the bank. If you've ever laid awake at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering how in the world you're going to stretch this money any further, let me tell you, I want you to know something. You are not alone. And I spent many years sleeping, and then I would wake up in the middle of the night, staring at the wall, staring at the ceiling, tossing and turning, trying to figure out how I was going to do this budget. And more importantly, God never intended for you or for me to carry this weight in chaos. So today, I'm going to show you exactly how to go from budget chaos to calm step by step so you can breathe again, enjoy your family again, and know that your household is in order and in peace. Hello, I'm Reese, a certified financial coach, wife of over 30 years, and my mission is to help Christian wives like you manage the money and support the vision together. The vision that you and your husband has designed. Now let's be real about what chaos really looks like. You're juggling bills with no system. You're paying late fees because things slip through the cracks, and let me tell you, I do not like paying late fees. And back in the day when we were juggling money, I bounced a check, and of course you know I had to pay that bounce check fee, and I almost flipped out, and that was eye-opening for me. So now if you and your husband are arguing about money or avoiding the topic altogether, I am here to help you. You might be feeling guilty even buying small things for yourself, because if you don't have a system in place, if you have not given every dollar a job, then you really don't have freedom to spend, because you don't know how much you actually have to spend. And sister, that is budget chaos. And when we live in it, it not only drains our bank account, but it drains our joy and it drains our peace. And there is nothing like joy and peace. Like, even if you don't have a large sum of money, joy and peace, that's priceless. If you have a normal amount of money, if you're making your bills and you're able to sleep at night, that's joy and that's peace. Proverbs 31:27 says, "She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness." That doesn't mean she does it perfectly, but it does mean she takes ownership with wisdom, not worry and not fear. So how do we get there? I have a survival guide for you. Step 1, pray first and plan second. When I first started doing our budget, I didn't pray first because it was a budget. It didn't seem like it had to be anything, I would say, religious about it. It was just trying to make the money work. So I'll say to you again, this is what I do now, especially when I have things going on that I didn't expect to go on. Pray first, plan second. Before you grab the calculator, grab the word or grab your phone and look up a scripture that describes what you're going through, to describe your emotion. Just put it in your phone. Give you a Bible verse. I'm feeling anxious. Give me a Bible verse. I'm trying to manage the money God's way. Give me a Bible verse. There's a Bible verse to address your feelings and your concern about your money. Invite God into your budget. Sometimes this is the prayer that I pray. Lord, help me to steward this money, the money that you have entrusted to me, with peace and wisdom. Because budgeting without God is just math, and that's what I did for many years. But budgeting with God and with His Word and being obedient to His Word, that is stewardship. When I first started budgeting, I skipped this part. I thought I'll just work the numbers. It's just a budget. It's just me trying to figure out how to juggle the money. But I always ended up stressed, frustrated, and sometimes because I got frustrated, my husband could be an innocent bystander. I would snap at him, but it wasn't his fault. Once I started praying over our budget, my mindset shifted. It wasn't just about paying bills. It became more about managing God's money with peace and without chaos. Step 2, create one central system. Chaos comes from scattered notes, random apps, and mental math. Choose one tool, a simple notebook, an app like YNAB, which I'm a coach, or an Excel sheet. And so back in the day when we first got married, even like mid-marriage, there were no budgeting apps. So I just used a notebook and a pencil or a pen. But in all transparency, I used that notebook, and many times like I would do the budget at the table, or like if I couldn't get it to work at the table and it kept me from sleeping and I didn't have peace, y'all, I would sit up in the bed, use my notebook, I would rewrite the budget over and over again. But you know what? I didn't pray first, and writing the budget over again, that did not bring me peace, and it did not change the amount of money that I was working with. So if that's what you're doing, I'm encouraging you, write down every dollar coming in and every single bill going out. That way you can kill chaos and bring clarity in your life and a better understanding with your money. When I finally put everything in one place, it was like turning on the lights in a dark room. Suddenly I could see where the leaks were. Too much eating out basically was it. For example, I realized we were eating out 4 times a week, spending hundreds of dollars I didn't even notice before. Just tracking it gave me back control. And then what I noticed too, like during the week, I mostly would cook. On the weekends, Friday, Saturday, our spending just went out of control because I didn't want to cook. I didn't plan what we would eat over the weekend. So because I didn't plan what we were going to eat, guess what the easiest thing for us to do was to eat out. Like even now today in 2025, I still struggle with this because of the busyness of my life. But it's very important to cut back on the amount of money that you're spending on eating out. You can create a meal plan. You can get on Pinterest. That can help get rid of some of the chaos in your budget because you have more control over that money at least. So just tracking it gave me back control, like I said before. And it will also give you control, and it will also add more money into your budget. Step 3, prioritize your essentials, your survival mechanism, your survival guide, your guard rails. Starts with this order. Your number one thing that you need to concentrate on is your housing, your food, transportation, and utilities. If you remember nothing else, take care of your 4 walls. Everything else waits until these are covered. So many women have told me, I feel guilty that I can't give to every request or buy extras for my children. But listen, keeping your home safe, your family fed, and the lights on, that is not selfish. That is wisdom. It's wise stewardship. Once the essentials are secure, you can make confident decisions about everything else in your life concerning your budget. Step 4, build your calm cushion. Build your calm cushion. That's your emergency fund. Even $500 changes everything. And if you call it your calm cushion, I will give you an example. If your refrigerator breaks, That's a necessity. That is an emergency. If you do not have a calm cushion set aside, your emergency fund set aside, you know what you're going to do? You're going to go into panic. You're probably going to end up with late fees. You're going to have to use a credit card that already has too large of a balance. So work on creating your comfortable cushion. And only you know what that is. I'll never forget the time our car broke down years ago. Before we had a cushion, and I mean other things have happened too, but I'll share this story with you. I panicked. I cried and I panicked. I wonder, do we have to put this on the credit card and we trying to pay it off? God, why is this continuously happening to us? But once we had just a small emergency fund, everything changed. That flat tire didn't ruin my week. It was just an inconvenience. So I'm telling you from personal experience, even if you can only come up with $500, put that aside and put it in a savings account that you don't have a debit card to, that's not attached to your checking account, so that if you have a flat tire, you have the money to cover it. If your refrigerator breaks and if you don't want to get into debt, then maybe you could take that $500 and go buy a cleaned, used refrigerator with a warranty to hold you over until you can get the money saved. Your calm cushion doesn't have to be huge at first. Like I said, start with $100, then $300, then $500. Build it brick by brick until you feel that weight lifting off your shoulders of not knowing if something is going to push you over the edge financially. Again, having peace, there's no price you can put on peace. And having peace certainly will equal to some joy, because you won't be stressed, you won't be snappy, and you'll know that you have a little cushion that you can fall back on. And that is so important. Step 5, talk with your husband and not at him. Talk with your husband and not at him. Now, this is a huge one. Calm comes when you stop carrying it alone. Set a budget meeting once a month. Just keep it simple. Review what came in and what went out. Pray together and pray before you sit down to talk. You have to pick the right time, because every time is not the right time. We was probably married 10 years before I realized and figured out that I have to approach my husband and talk to him when the time is right. And so you know that, you know your husband. So pray together before you sit down and do your budget. Agree on the next month's priorities. Look and see where you might have leaks. Look and see what you might can do differently. And we always pray afterwards, after we get done with our meeting, ask the Lord to give us the wisdom that we need to carry out the purpose and the plan with the money that He has entrusted to us. Pray, sister, pray. I'm telling you, it will make all the difference. Don't try to fix everything in one meeting. You might have to come back again. Just open the door for honest, grace-filled conversations. You may be surprised. Sometimes our husbands carry guilt too, but because they are men and they want us to think they're strong, they don't say anything. When you invite him in, you're not just building a budget, you're building unity. And guess what? Satan don't want us to have unity, but we're going to stomp him under our feet. Step 6, celebrate progress, not perfection. This is the one most wives, including me, I still miss it sometimes. We think calm comes only when everything is paid off and perfect. But calm begins when you notice small wins. Did you pay a bill on time this month that used to be late? Sister, that's progress. Did you cook at home 3 nights instead of eating out? Guess what that is? That's progress. Did you save your first $100? That's progress. Don't wait for perfection before you celebrate. Even in the wilderness, the Israelites built altars to remember God's faithfulness. You can do the same thing with your money. I know some of you are thinking, this sounds good, but girl, you do not know my life. We're behind, drowning in debt, and my husband doesn't even like talking about money. He always got an excuse, he always tired, or we'll talk about it later. Let me tell you, I get it. I've been there. That's why I'm here. I remember the days when I felt like the entire household was on my shoulders. But let me remind you, God is not the author of confusion. If your finances feel confusing, it's time for you to invite him in and put order where there's been disorder and chaos. Small steps bring peace. And I'm not telling you this. I've done it. So I'm not telling you anything that I have not done. Small steps bring peace, and it helps our psychology. It helps our mental health, and it helps us to keep moving on. Just those small steps. One bill caught up, one less late fee. Oh my goodness. That is something to shout about. One conversation with your husband that doesn't lead to an argument. One cushion of $100 saved. That's how chaos turns into calm. If today spoke to you, here is what I'm asking you to do. Drop a comment below with the word calm. Let me know you're ready to step into peace over your money. I'm asking you, share this video with another wife who you know is struggling silently and smiling, but behind that smile, she's struggling. And don't forget to subscribe, because every week I bring you faith-based financial wisdom to help you manage the money and support the vision together with your husband. Now, before we go, I want to leave you with this picture. Imagine your home no longer filled with stress every time the bills come in. Imagine looking at your bank account instead, and you'll see order, and instead you won't see the panic. Imagine you and your husband sitting at the table, praying together and smiling because you finally feel like you're on the same team. We will not let Satan have victory in our homes and in our marriage. We will have unity. Sister, that's what calm looks like. And it's possible for you. If it was possible for me, it's possible for you. And if I'm going to sit here and tell you that I'm calm all the time, and that sometimes we don't have chaos in our finances, and when we have 2 adult children and 4 grandchildren, that's a lie. I'm transparent with you, but I do have more calm and peace than chaos, which is more than what I could say a couple of years ago. Proverbs 31:25 says, I had to get my mind right. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. Wife, you don't have to fear tomorrow. You can laugh at it knowing you've built your home on wisdom, faith, and calm stewardship. So take a deep breath. You're not stuck in chaos. I rebuke that right now in Jesus' name. You're walking into peace, into unity, and into the kind of financial future that will bless not just your marriage, but generations to come. Now, this is your survival guide. This is your season of calm. Remember, pray. Don't expect the big wins. Just take your time. Small steps of progress. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave me a comment. And sister, I will see you the next time. God bless you in your marriage and in your finances. Thanks again for watching.